let's talk about the look of your page. What drives the look of the website, and you've already seen it, the giant, the default one is, of course, if I view my page right now, if I go into view site, up here under blog, you'll notice I got my giant cactus. It says my blog, or maybe the class name down there, because I think the teacher put the class name down there for you, right? Okay, but it looks like this though, right? Something like that, right? It's plain. And by default, it has a hello world because it put the first blog post in there. So, and notice I don't see any of my other pages because I made pages and I have no menu right now. So we need to do what? Well, we need to maybe get a new look. I don't want to use this picture. I want to use a different picture, or maybe even just get rid of this picture. I don't want it to say my blog or class name in there. I might say, flower website and so on. So all the look and feel that you're looking at here is being driven by the theme. So the theme is the layout of the site. And so if we look at if I go back to dashboard right here, or I'm going to go back to dashboard. It takes us back to here. Again, this is the common looking page here. Under appearance in this window, you'll notice it says theme and customize, widget, menu, header, and editor. These are all very important to using WordPress. Of course, the theme is like I just said, the look. So if I click on themes right here, it's going to take me to the theme page, and you'll notice the default theme is called 2017. That's the default theme. Of course, last year's was 2016, and then the year before was 2015. Notice when I roll my cursor over these older ones, it says activate, okay, because this one's the one that's activated, and so if you want to go back to an older one, you could go and activate it. Now, all the content that you put in there will look like this, and so the beauty of using themes is that I can put all my content in there, make as many pages as I want, and I can change the look of my website very quickly and easily just by choosing a different theme. So the theme can be changed, and we'll look at certain themes. What I really want to do, though, is I want to customize my theme right now. So you can either come here to where it says customize, or click right here where it says customize, and we're going to look at the customize window. And this is how you make and change, not necessarily change the theme, but change the look of the theme. And so in the customize window, you'll see the giant cactus thing here, and you'll notice there is little pencils next to certain things. It allows you to change it there, but you can also change it in these pull-out menus here. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is called Site Identity. Site Identity. And if I click on there, it'll ask you if you want to put a logo at the top. So you could choose a logo, and you can put a logo on there. You could change the name of the site. Instead of being my blog, it could be, my flower site, right? I don't know. If you want the tagline, you'll see this thing's called a tagline. If you don't want the tagline, you can turn it off, and it turns all of that off. So maybe you don't want that. It's up to you. I can turn it off if I want. Next one that's down below there is the site icon. Now the site icon is called a favicon. And the reason it's called a favicon is because of it came out with Internet Explorer 3. And, well, that's our joke, Internet Explorer. Back, in the 90s when I started teaching web design back then, we would write our code, and we'll look at it in Netscape, and Netscape was a browser back then, and it looked right. And then we tried opening it in Internet Explorer, and the code would be all over the place. And so our joke back then in like 97, we called it Internet Exploder, because it would explode your website and the code would be all over the place. So, but Internet Explorer did, and Microsoft did invent things. Remember the window for the map? Do you remember that? Okay, so that was called iframe, and Microsoft invented that. And then the other thing they invented was the favicon, or the icon. If you look up here, you see you got this little icon that's way up here at the very top up here. It's called a favicon. So I'm going to go and mine doesn't have anything, right? Yours just is little, there's nothing there. So we're going to make one. And easiest way is to, I'm going to steal a graphic. And so let's learn how to steal. Probably, I'm going to go to a new website. So up here, I'm going to click on a new website, and I'm going to go to, the website is called The Noun, N-O-U-N, Project, Project.com. I'm going to go to a website called thenounproject.com. The T-H-E, noun, N-O-U-N, project, Project.com. And they have all these little cute little icons. As you can see them, they kind of look like they would be good for a little icon that would go up here, right? See these little icons up here? Okay, so I'm going to type in flower, since I'm making flowers. And I'm going to use one of these as my icon. Now, I don't have an account with this company, so I'm going to go steal. So I'm going to go click on an icon I like, and notice how it gets to be a big one. So find an icon that you like and click on it so it's big. Now, I can't download because I don't have an account. But what I can do is steal this by taking a picture of it. Okay, to take a picture on the Mac. If you're a Windows user, of course, you can take a picture of the screen using the snipping tool, right? If you've never used the snipping tool, there's a snipping tool on Windows. So on Mac, what I can do is I can hold down the Command-Shift-4, and my cursor turns into a crosshair. So Command-Shift-4, and then I'm going to draw a box around my, and try and make it square because the icon up here is square. And I'm going to sort of start in the upper left corner, and I'm going to hold my mouse down. I'm going to draw kind of a box around my icon I want there. And it makes that noise, and it takes a picture. If you made a mistake, just do it again. Command-Shift-4, and you can draw a box. And it takes a picture. Then you can't really change the color. Oh, I guess you could, and then, but you're gonna get this checkerboard pattern, and they want to charge you and everything. So I kind of do that. Where did it go when you take that screen? We call that screen grab or screenshot. It goes on the desktop. So I'm gonna come over here, back to WordPress now. I'm gonna go back to WordPress. Notice where it says site icon here, right underneath where this was. I'm in the same spot under site identity. And there's one that says site icon right here, and see where it says select image right here? I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go to my select file right here, select file, and on the desktop there should be a screen grab, which is my icon. So again, it's on the desktop here. I'm going to go and find it, again, desktop, screen grab, and hit open, and then hit select, and it might ask you to crop if it's not quite in the right dimensions, but that's pretty close, and say crop image. And you'll notice now up here in the very top of my website, you'll see a little icon up here, and it's called a favicon. It comes from the term favicon comes from Microsoft Internet Explorer. On Firefox or Chrome, they call it a bookmark, right? Well, back in the days when we were using the Internet Explorer, it was called a favorite. And that's what Microsoft called their way of saving an address. And they wanted icons to be in that pull-down menu here. See how the icon is right here? And so they called it a favicon. That's where it comes from. It comes from Internet Explorer. So see if you can get that icon to be up there. But I'm going to go back up here to the arrow and go back. And then if you go under colors, you can see you can change your theme to dark or custom colors. That doesn't really change this too much because we have this giant photo, so that's not really going to do anything right now. Under media header is the actual giant cactus picture right here. If you don't want that giant picture anymore, you just say hide image and it's gone. So again, it was underneath header. Header, most websites are made of just the normal things where you have the top part up here. It's called the header. And then you have your content here. And then, of course, the bottom bar at the very bottom is called the footer. So that's the common layout terms. So that's why the header and it. So if you don't want that cactus image, you could just hide it. They also have the ability to put a video up there if you want, and some people put videos in their header. You might have seen that before, and that's why it's telling you can put a video in there. It's got to be in the MP4 format, which is kind of the YouTube format, and they tell you what dimensions to make it as well. Or you can actually enter the URL from YouTube so that your video plays in your header as well. See that? If you don't want the image, you could say no image, and the image went away. I'm going to say no image for right now. My design, I haven't thought of an image yet. Okay, so that was under header. And then menus is where I can build my menu. Now I've made 4 pages, right? So I need to make a menu that goes from one page to the other page to the other page to the other page. To do that, I go to where it says menu. And inside menu, I can say create new, right here, create new. And I'm going to say a new, and give your menu a name. I'm going to call it main menu. And I'm going to call it a top level menu. Now, we'll get to social media later, but right now I'm going to give it a name under menu and say top menu. When you're done doing that, name, anything could be up there, top menu, I'm going to say next. And then to add your pages to your menu, you see where it says add items. Add items. So if I click on add items, it will allow me to add. Now there is already a home page. I don't need that. I'm not even going to use that, but I do have about flowers, history of flowers, flower media, and contact me. And you'll notice this is the order that it's in. If you want to reorder, and you can see it over here, the menu, actually it shows you where it would be in the page. You see where it says about flowers, history. If you want to reorder them, you can drag them around in this window. So if I wanted flower media to be above the other one, I can click on it and drag it up, and so it reordered them. So the order that you want them in here is you can reorder them there just by dragging them around. You see how to make a menu. If you want a pull down menu, you would then indent it a little bit. So if I wanted the history of flowers to be under flower media right here, if I click on it and drag it a little bit to the right, you'll notice it indents a little bit here, and you'll notice you got a pull down menu because you might have a lot of different features. See that right there? Again, I indented. If you don't want that, you can drag it back. If you want one to be underneath another one, you drag it, indent it underneath it, or you drag it back. And so see if you can see how to do that. Next, I'm going to go back. Now, if you notice there's an option before I go back under menu here, automatically add new top level pages to the menu. If you check this box, whenever you make a new page, it'll actually add it to the menu automatically. So if you check this box right here, then you go and make a new page, automatically add new top level pages to the menu, which means when I make a new page, it would just add another one, another one, another one. So it'll build the menu as you make more pages is what it's saying. So you might want to have that checked. And then I'm done with menus for right now. Widgets are usually on the side over here is a widget, and it tells you certain information. You might have a footer widget and so on. Widgets are like little pieces you can add to your website. Usually it's in a form of a sidebar. Most blogs have a little sidebar. We'll come back to that. I'm not going to add widgets right now. I'm going to leave that alone. But the most important one is this one right here where it says homepage settings right here. In homepage settings, basically you're telling WordPress, am I making a blog or am I making a website? The default setting is blog. Hence, it says your homepage is the latest post. So when I write a post, and publish it, it automatically becomes the first page. Okay, but I'm not making a blog. I'm going to make a website. So I'm going to click down here where it says static page, and then I'm going to choose the page I want to be my first page, which I'm going to do about flowers. Okay, and so again, and if you want a blog, you can leave this default, and every time you make a new posting, it'll be the first one. Or if you want a website, you can go to where it says a static page, you choose that, and then you choose which page, because I have 4 of them, right? Which one is going to be first? And right now I just put about flowers. When I'm all done, I can hit publish, and then I can close the X and then preview my site. And right now it's kind of boring, there's not much to it, but I got 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page, 4 pages. Not much content yet, but you're basically jumping from page to page to page to page. And so again, I'm going to go back to my dashboard. So I have 4 pages. I have a menu. I just don't have any content yet, and it looks pretty ugly because it's just nothing but black and white. So we need to make it look a little better. Some ways to make it look better, of course, is to add some images, add some color, and so on. So to do those things, we need to get some artwork. Now I did download some flower pictures. I already have that as well, so we can start putting some pages in there. But I want to put a header image in there because it looks kind of boring just plain white. So I am going to put an image in the top. The problem though I have is that it's long and skinny up there. Long and skinny up there. So if I try and choose a picture that's like this, it's not really going to fit up there. So how can I put an image that goes across the top and still look good? Well, I can go and look on, and so let's find out what size that is. So I'm going to go back to the customize, which was underneath appearance. Remember appearance, customize. So appearance, customize. And again, I want to do the header media right here. And you'll notice that, you know, the one we had was this giant image right here, and it just, I don't know what size I want it. I just want a long, skinny one. Long, skinny one. Well, I can find long, skinny things at Google. So I can go to Google. And this time I'm going to go Google Images, and I'm going to type in flowers again. And then I'm going to hit return. But this time, instead of just going default images, in the image window inside of Google, you'll notice there is a tools option right here, tools option. If I click on tools, you'll get some options for your pictures. And of course, you know, not to violate people's copyright, I might want to choose one that allows me to reuse and modify. Okay, so you can't just steal pictures off the internet and put them on your blog or your website. There is a certain law called copyright law, but you can, and there's some, you know, non-commercial use and over here. And so the other thing is also you can go to size, and so they have any size. They have large size, medium size. They also have icon. Then they have different options here as well for size. Or if you want something that's exact, you can go to exact if you know what dimensions you want. So I'm going to kind of find one that looks kind of interesting. I want something skinny. Ooh, this one's quite nice. Yes?
Could you put in the exactly and then put the dimension?
Yep, you could go to exactly and say I want 1200, oops, 12, 1,200 across by 300 high, and say go. And that's not a very common size, so it didn't show up.
But you can manipulate it.
Yeah, maybe 400. How about that? Oh, I got one here. You know, you can crop things in Photoshop and so on. I kind of like this one right here. I'm going to download this one. This would be my header image. I don't know, see if you can find one that's kind of skinny that might fit. Ooh, this is quite nice. Then again, I was trying to find something that would go with my and so back inside of WordPress, you'll notice you have your image option for your header. I'm going to see if I can find one. Let me try and find one. See. Oh, I do like that one. Let's see what this one looks like. Again, give yourself some alternative text. Flowers. And then you can crop your image. See, it doesn't like that, does it? There we go. How about that? So I'm going to make mine kind of tall and skinny. So it did ask me if I wanted to crop it. So I'm going to make mine kind of tall and skinny. Let's see what this one looks like in my header. Oh, so it's at the top of your website. It takes up the whole screen. Kind of don't like such big images at the top of my site. But it is quite nice. Nice image. Yeah, I don't know. Header. I just don't like giant images. I want to see stuff when I content. It's up to you. I don't know. There's a header option is what I'm trying to say. You can try a header if you want. Add some content to our pages, just like we did earlier, and then we'll go from page to page to page, and then we'll change the theme so it looks different. Right now this is a default ugly theme right now. We'll change the theme and see if we can find a better theme. So let's just add some content to our pages. I'm going to hit publish, and I'm going to close this. And again, to add content to your pages, the pages are located underneath pages, and I can go to all pages, and I'm going to, and you'll notice it says front page right there inside pages because this is the first page, and I'm gonna either edit or quick edit. I'm gonna edit right here, my first page, and remember we were in this earlier, so I'm going to toggle my options down, and let's just make another page again. I'm gonna steal from Wikipedia. To steal from Wikipedia, I can go and, oh, that's not what I wanted. I thought I still had it in memory. I'm going to go get my text like I had before. And I showed you how to steal from Wikipedia earlier. To steal from Wikipedia, you can just highlight your text and copy. Command C is copy, or right click to copy, and then I'm just going to paste my text. Remember that you can toggle the pasting here. Do you want links or you don't want links? Right there. And right now it's going to come with links. If I didn't want links, I would click on this option right there. It gives you a little warning there. Yes, I know I want plain text, and I can copy it there. See if you can remember how to put your picture in. If you remember how to put your picture in, I can put my cursor, I'm going to put my cursor at the beginning of the text here, and I'm going to say add media, and I'm going to go and add a photo by uploading image, And I'm going to go and grab some flowers, and I can insert that. Now if your picture is too big and you want it smaller, if you click on a picture inside of WordPress, you'll notice that you have these little squares that go around the outside of your picture. You see that? And so if you click on those little squares, you can shrink it down. Oops, shrink it down? No, not let me shrink it down. Can I shrink it up? No. Whoosh, I don't know why it won't let me shrink it down. Whoosh. Usually I could change the size of my picture. Don't know why. I don't know why it's not letting me change it. Well, let's do the wrapping. If you remember, this one's the wrap around right here. So did anybody see how to bring a picture in? You all cool with that? What if you have multiple pictures and you want them like grid on your page? Okay, so next way we're going to do pictures is a gallery. So try and find some pictures, a group of them. You might need to download a couple more. I'm going to download a couple more. Maybe go and download like at least 6 photos. So go find at least 6 photos. I'm going to download some pictures here. Ooh, I like that one. I'm going to go find, ooh, this one's nice. Download some pictures there. Download some pictures. Oh, that's a nice one. Download some pictures. Okay, so if you have a group of photos, you can kind of put them on your page in kind of a grid-like pattern. Okay, to put them in a grid-like pattern on your page, I'm going to find a spot for them. I'm going to kind of put my cursor down below here. And so to put more than one picture at a time on, I'm going to go to Add Media right here, Add Media. And I'm going to say create gallery right here, create gallery. And I'm going to upload images. So I'm going to go and upload some images. Upload them. And to upload multiple images, you can hold the command key down on the keyboard. I'm holding command key. And I'm going to grab all these images. I got 6 of them right there. I'm going to grab all 6 of them. And I'm going to hit open. So you can grab multiple images. Oh, I got them. And you'll notice it puts a little check next to each one. If you don't want one, you can turn off the check. If you want to keep one, you can turn it back on, off, off. But when you're done doing that, putting all your pictures and see how they're all checked like that, you can then say create new gallery right here. Right here, create new gallery. And it'll then bring you up to this window, which is the gallery kind of making window where you can reorder them if you want. You can add captions to them, so you can have a name under it. This is B, this is flower 1, I don't know. And you can add a caption, orange. Oops. This one's white. This one is roses. And this one is fun. Woo, or funny. How about that? Funny. So again, the caption could be words that go along with your pictures. Over here, you can tell how many pictures you want across. You'll notice you could say columns is how many across. That's kind of why I did 6, because I wanted 2 rows of 3. This is how many you want to go across. If you only want 2 across, 2. Now it doesn't show you what it's going to look like, but that'll be 2. 3 o'clock, I believe, is the default. You see it right here. And if you say insert gallery, it'll put it down here and you can see them all together in a kind of grid structure. So an easy way to put multiple pictures together. Maybe you're making photography pages or something. Notice how they're all square and kind of cropped them. Some of them were long and skinny, some were like that, but it actually went and cropped them for you. So just be aware it might crop it. And I'm going to update. And if you want to see what your page is going to look like, again, I'm going to hit update and preview changes right here. And let's see what my page looks like. Okay, now I got this giant thing over here. What is this? Why is this not in the center? Well, there's a sidebar here that's pushing everything over there. Okay, so I have a I don't know, do you guys have a sidebar? No. Okay, so I want to get rid of the sidebar. So I want my text and my stuff to be in the middle of the page. Okay, so to do that is going to be under the customize option. So I'm going to go back to customize here and see if I can get rid of that sidebar. That sidebar is going to be under, hold on, widgets maybe. I have to think about how to do this. How do I get rid of the sidebar? But I have to think about that.